What's good with your social media? This your boy Nick Loving the K9 ProSeeds. Today I want to chop it up with y'all about the actual price of a puppy. I've been seeing individuals complaining about how much a Pitbull actually costs, how much dachshunds cost, how much anything would pretty much cost for a puppy. And I'm curious to know what would be considered a nice price for you to pay for a puppy in 2022. Because I've been seeing people complaining on social media. What's good with you, baby? I saw people complaining on social media about having to spend money on a puppy that's about $2,000, $3,000, and it's nothing but it's like 5, 7 weeks old, maybe even 8. And it's a pit. It's what people seem to be wanting. But at this particular moment, the people don't want to spend that amount of money on that dog. And so I'm curious to know what would be what would you consider a good price to pay for a dog? Because I seen somebody online, they were saying that they wanted to spend $500 for a puppy that come from proven stock. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have that type of price tag for an animal, but I can sit and tell you from personal experiences that if we sit here in 2022, you're asking for 1990s prices. Nobody has an animal that's worthwhile, that's worth something, that's going to be for $500 when they actually putting time and effort into their animals. If they sitting there walking their dogs, they feeding their dogs, they're sitting here doing all the necessary upkeep. What's up with you, baby? They're doing all the necessary upkeeps for their animal. Nobody's going to sell you a puppy for $500, especially a puppy from working stock. Now, don't get it twisted. You can still get that price for a good animal, but that only comes with people who has experience with animals and they already got a reputation for being a good kennel. Those individuals, they can get the price of $500 for a small nominal fee of some good shit because the individual has something that's bred how they like. The individual has something that's coming down from stock that they trust about, and they also have a good understanding of where this puppy's finna go. So they usually would do something of they'll just farm the puppy out or they'll place it into a good hands. But if the individual don't want to do no type of business like that, he just want to make a purchase, they'll wind up selling a good bred dog to a damn good kennel for a little low price. But when you brand new, they're not finna give you that same price tag. You finna get an unknown person price tag, which is whatever this kennel selling this dog for. If that kennel selling the dog for, let's say about $800, $2,000 for a puppy, it doesn't matter who you are if you're not known. If you ain't got no, if you don't have a footprint in the dog game, you still finna spend that price tag. Yep, that's right. My man say he just spent 3,000 on a Red Boy Jocko dog, Jocko Hollingsworth, which is good breeding dog. That's a good bred dog. More more gamey than anything. It's more gamey than anything. So them sticker tags are worth it for something that's good. Now I done seen people saying that they want to give something that's $500, and like I said earlier, you're not finna get no dog for $500 at all nowhere in this day and age that come from something good. Now you can still get a dog for that price tag, and it can even still be of good breed, but you don't know what's coming with that. Anybody who has an understanding of what they're dealing with their dogs, they're gonna charge whatever they want to charge for. Some people may charge 500, and I can tell you off top, the ones who charging 500, if you don't know them, one of a few things will happen. But if they're getting rid of something that's of good quality breedings, most likely they're not necessarily in a jam. They just tired of these puppies. So if you're able to get somebody who was actually tired of their puppies for $500, if their sticker price was 700, 800, whatever, if you're able to get somebody who will sell it to you for $500, most likely you catching them not in the jam, but you catch them to where they're tired of waiting for somebody to buy these dogs. So they just ready to shake them off. So if you, so like I said, it's not that you can't get it, it's that it won't be of the best quality that you would think or that one would hope for. Speaking of quality, what are you willing to spend for that? Because if you're willing to spend $800, what are you expecting for your $800? Are you expecting a ready-made puppy for $800? Or are you expecting a ready-made puppy for $8,000? I'm curious to know what is it that you may want out of a puppy, far as the price tag go. Because I'm seeing social media showing individuals that the more you spend for the animal, the better the animal will be, which is completely false. That is 100% false. The animal won't be its best because you spent this most that you have on it. The animal's only gonna be at its best based off whatever time frame you put in it. Case in point, as far as the price goes. When I first wound up buying one of my first dogs, well, as far as spending my money on it, I was a teenager. I wound up spending $50 on the puppy. I wound up spending $50 on my first Pitbull puppy. Now before then, I was getting them for free, but it was one of them that I wanted, and I was willing to spend money on it. Now this was in the '90s. This is the '90s. This isn't 2000, 2020, or 2010. It's the '90s, and it was a street pit. It was a street pit that would just look pretty to me. A little red-nosed dog, with a little white on his body. I wanted him. Never saw his mommy, never saw his daddy, none of it. I just saw it was pit bull puppies, and at that particular time in my particular area, you can get a pit bull puppy that was a street pit. What's up with you, baby? You can get a pit bull puppy that's a street pit for $50, which I did. I wound up getting the dog for $50. Fast forward, I wound up having to get rid of it because my mama said I can't handle dogs when I was living with her. So I wound up getting rid of that because I had to. Not because I wanted to, because I had to. But even still, fast forward to me being grown, I bought my first pit bull puppy. That was I bought my first paper dog for like $400. I got him from a cat from the Gazette. He had a breeding that I liked because he had a breeding that I liked, and I wanted to get something off of it because he was connected to the camp that had that dog, Grand Champion Gay. He was kind of in cahoots with them out in Mississippi. I wound up wanting to get something off of him, but it wasn't necessarily it wasn't gay blood, but it was part of it. So I wanted some of that. So I wound up reaching out to him through the from the Gazette, called him up. We worked out a deal on me coming to get it. He met me halfway in Louisiana to pick up that puppy. I got my first paper dog that I spent my money on for $400. And she was bred very good. She was Frisco Eli Gabe, and some more other stuff. I forgot how it was. Fast forward to that, maybe only 3 days later, the bitch wound up getting stole from me. She wound up getting stole from me right when I had let her loose. But I'm saying that to say that them type of prices, them type of prices for $500 that you're wanting, those were only available in the '90s and mid 2000s. Fast forward to people actually working with their animals and putting whatever effort they have into them, they're asking for a different price tag. The price tag they're asking is for whatever it could be. Whether you feel that it's worth it or not, that's how much it costs. And I can tell you, the more rare the blood, especially for you, that's the more expensive the animal's gonna be. Now, I can also tell you from firsthand experience that the people who have a lot of rare blood, them dogs don't really be. They may not match up to your imagination. They may be worth the hype, but you may imagine them to be something that they aren't. And so once you get them and you done spent your money on them, you may feel as if your money was not spent correctly based off of whatever this animal is going to show you. Because I've learned from personal experiences that those animals who are not necessarily expensive, but they're different from the rest of the world, they may not meet your expectations, especially if you have any type of expectations of you know what your dog can do and you expecting this dog to do the same. They may not reach that. So you have to have an understanding for that. That the more money you spend don't mean the more money you spend doesn't mean that you'll have the best dog. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that you was willing to spend money for this amount of dog and you felt that this is what it's gonna cost and this is what you was willing to invest your money in to make something go. Speaking of that, let me help you out as to why I'm saying. I seen this online. I'll read it off to you. A dude sat and told me, not me personally, but a dude sat and read out. Dog food is up 10 to 22% within the last 3 to 5 years. Individual dog shots went from $8 to $10 and now to $10 to $15 at the feed store. Dewormer done went up 50 to 100%, and basic vet costs is up 20 to 50% on average in the last 2 years. It's a lot of people that's wanting $100 and $500 dog, even if that dog is worth $1,000, and they know it's even if that dog is worth $1,000 and they know it is, and you put it up for $700, they still would try to get it for $300. The deal is already there. Complain about a $500 dog that's cheap, but they smoke a pack of cigarettes at $9 to $13 a pack. Go to the bar and run up $100 bill. Smoke an ounce of weed a week at 120 to 160 a week, but yet complaining about 800 for a dog. That's a very honest statement based on the fact of anybody who's willing to spend for what they want, they'll pay for it. If I have a dog that's for sale for $3,000, $5,000, it's not for sale to everybody. It's only for sale to a specific person. Somebody wants that animal and they know what they're going to do with that animal. So I'm not here trying to sell anybody a dog because I need to get rid of it. I don't have to get rid of any dogs I have. I don't make breeders like that, period, anyway. But whenever I do make the breeders, I make it real small as I can. I only do maybe 1 or 2 sticks, sometimes 3, depending on how old the bitch is or how old the male is, because I'm trying to keep the whole litter. And if I can limit the sticks, I can probably get it based off the shit that I breed. I can probably have about 3 to 5 puppies. That's very good. That's very good odds for me to having at least one good one out of those 3 to 5 puppies based off of how we cull over here. K9 ProSeeds, we put a lot of effort into the animals we deal with. Every dog ain't gonna be the best dog. So we only rock with the best dog. The rest of them we wind up selling off to people who want them for whatever reason that they may want them for. A lot of people like pets. We find out early if this dog has the capabilities to do what we need. If not, we have no problem selling it to a capable person who wants it for something else. They want it for whatever the reason they need it for. They're used to having it for that. We don't mind letting them go for that individual for whatever their purposes may be, because the animal won't live up to what we bred it for. So what I'm giving y'all is based off of knowledge of learning what I've done in my lifetime, and also information about wanting to know if you're willing to spend money on a puppy, how much are you willing to spend, and what are you willing to spend it for? Do you want to spend it on the puppy based off of what he could be, or do you want to spend the money on the puppy based off what you're going to make them be? Because those are two different scenarios, and those are two different individuals trying to purchase the same animal. Now, with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all up. As I said before, I just wanted to voice my opinion on what's the price of an actual pit bull puppy to you. Me, I know what we willing to spend on it. Luckily, where we at right now, we ain't got to spend nothing no more because we done put everybody to what we want them to be, and so we can make our own. But if you just not getting into it, let me know in the comment section how much you willing to spend on a puppy and why. What are you expecting from that puppy when you spend it, and are you disappointed if in what you spend if the animal doesn't reach your imaginations? Let me know in the comment section. Like I said, it's your boy Nick Love and K9 ProSeeds. I'm gonna holler at you boys later. Peace out.